So I just watched the 2009 movie called Paintball, and I remember when I first watched it on the Chiller channel several years ago, before that network shut down, unfortunately. This movie is about a group of people playing paintball. They decide to go to this tournament way out in the wilderness. Basically, they became interested in the tournament from watching this commercial. And when they get there, uh, they realize they're all pretty much strangers to one another. They're all from different countries and whatnot. And they have all of the headgear on and whatnot. So right off the bat, it's hard to tell who's who. It was hard for me when they put their gear on to play the game. So you really have to go by their dialogue and voices to tell who they are. So it's a little chaotic to watch it because you have to keep track of who's who. Um, you can't just look down at your phone when you're watching this, or you'll miss something important. But as they start playing the game, they realize something more sinister is afoot because they're being fired at with real bullets and real traps instead of just paintballs. So it's a bit similar to these other kind of movies that were coming out around that time, like Battle Royale in a way, and those type of movies where you get a group of people together and they have to either compete against each other or compete against strangers. It's also pretty similar to the recent movie called The Hunt and those kind of movies. And there have been several paintball horror movies made back in the day, like The Zero Boys and whatnot, which I haven't seen, but I read up on them. Um, One cool thing about this movie is that the people behind the tournament, they have this like thermal like camera where they can see the different players playing. So it's almost like what the Predators use in the Predator movies, kind of similar to that. It's still hard to see the people though, because it's like almost like a green screen in a way, you know. But this has several scenes of gore and, people wandering around in traps and whatnot. So, I thought it was okay. You really have to focus because the different actors come from different countries, so they have accents on them, and that's fine. But sometimes you got to really focus in on it to understand the dialogue because they're talking so fast because they're in the middle of being attacked by someone with real bullets. So I thought this movie was okay. It's like about 85 minutes long. You don't get a lot of backstory with any of the characters. They decide to go to this paintball tournament. They kind of get to know each other for like 1 or 2 minutes, and then they're thrown into the game. So it's pretty much chaotic within the first couple minutes. Yeah, I thought this movie was okay. I'm a fan of these type of movies. Battle Royale, the Cube movies, the Saw movies to a certain degree. Those type of movies where a bunch of strangers are thrown together, either with traps or some kind of deadly competition. So I thought this was okay. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for listening to my ramblings, and I'll catch you on the flip side.